speak about the new single that Halle Bailey has put out a few days ago. I really love the song and the video, the images of what she actually was feeling and has been feeling for quite some time regarding, her depression and how she sees herself. I like the fact that she's very honest and forthcoming about how she really feels. And I mean, it's kind of like good in the sense that, a situation that was looked at as negative has actually blossomed into something beautiful for her. That she can actually just come out and just, be herself. And I know that has to feel very good for her, that she's not being judged. People are embracing her and all of her flaws and everything that she comes with because, we all have them. And I just believe that she has gone through a lot in her young years. She has been through a lot. And I believe that relationship she was in with DDG just really took her in a downward spiral as far as her mental state because of all the abuse claims and the, betrayal, the cheating and all that. Because when you really feel like, that's the only person that you can confide in. I mean, it looked like she saw him as a best friend. And he looked like he betrayed her trust. And who knows what DDG has told her behind the scenes. He could have told her that he was going to marry her. We don't know. And then she goes on social media and finds out that, he's with other women. And whether she put air tags in his bags and just on the trunk of his car, it doesn't matter. The fact is, she found out what she found out. And if she went to a movie theater and found out that he was with another woman while she's pregnant at home waiting for him to return, that's all kind of wrong. You have me pregnant and you mean to tell me you going to a movie theater with another woman when you could have asked me to go? And then when I go into the movie theater, you get upset that I see you with this other woman. But DDG, this is the same person who was upset when Halle did a movie, the mermaid movie that we love so much. And he got upset because she had a co-star that was a male. He was mad that she was kissing him and this and that. And that was just, her work. That's something that her job required. And he got upset about something like that. Yeah, she's supposed to just take all this in, but I'm here to speak on the fact that she's had to put on a brave face. I know that had to be hard, knowing that you just had a baby and you have, postpartum depression on top of all these things that she was going through. I know it had to be really, really tough to smile on camera whenever cameras were put in her face. And I just feel like men need to really take a step back and think about it. A woman's body goes through a lot when she becomes pregnant. And if she's had depression before getting pregnant, it can get worse. It can make it even worse. Then you're going through all this, horrible, public scrutiny about everything, about how she looks, about, her race, about, her being in a relationship with DDG, and all kind of, it just goes on and on and on. And she has had a rough time. And I believe this song really put things into perspective about what depression really looks like. How you want to feel good, but you really don't feel good. And I think it's a shame, I believe DDG should have taken her more seriously when she was stating the things and how she was feeling about her mental. Because if she's not healthy mentally for herself, how is she going to be healthy for their son, Halo? And I think that's important. Men need to understand that a lot of times when women give birth, their bodies are not the same. Sometimes the mental is not the same. It takes some time for women to get over that, and it'll come back. You'll get back to yourself, but it's really hard. It's like you're in a fog, and you want to be your old self, but somehow it's just this thing that's in the way. You're trying to move forward, you want to embrace motherhood, and it could be the shock of it all. Just your first baby, and you have this life and this responsibility. You don't know where the relationship is going. You don't know if you're going to be a single mother or not. You just don't know what the future holds. And I can imagine how, that's kind of frightening for a person that young, with a career, as big as Halle has. And, I just want to, this is a message to women out there. Ladies, please protect your flowers. Protect them. Because HIV is alive and well. And these men going out here cheating, sowing their oats around here with all these HOEs out here, they can bring you back something. Not to mention, get you pregnant, but you can also get something on top of that. And you know what I mean. You burning. You have to really be careful, because it's no joke out here. HIV is really running rampant now. It's really bad. And you guys, I want you guys to do research on that. You have to really be careful. I just don't want women to just feel like, that's the first thing they have to do when they meet a man. They're so busy to give up, themselves to these guys that are not promising you a second date. So just be careful out there. When you meet guys, be selective, be very careful, be very cautious of who you're giving your body to. And that's just a little message that I want to send out to the ladies out there. I'm a little older than you guys, and I just want you guys to be safe, because it's no joke out here. And I just, back to Halle and her situation. I'm very proud of her that she came forward with this information, but in a sense, it's almost like she didn't have a choice, because her medical diagnosis was just put out there to the world. And can you imagine having something so private and, so sensitive that someone just, puts out there to the world, and now you're forced to have to talk about it. But what I love about Halle is that she was honest. She's honest about everything that she's done. She was honest about, putting the air tags in DDG's car, or the diaper bag. She was honest about, her mental health situation, which she said she's been treated for, and she's got clearance from her doctor for that, issue, for the time that it was really bad for her. But who knows? It could still come and go. But that's no reason for anyone to bully her about. That's no reason for anyone to call her names over, because anybody can go through this. And I'm sure a lot of the people that's making comments and passing judgment on her, they probably have the same issues themselves, or someone in their family or friends close to them are suffering with the same thing. Depression is nothing to play with. And they need all the support that they can get when they're going through things like that. That's what it requires. And can you imagine being in that state and someone is constantly betraying you, or putting their hands on you, acting out violently towards you when you need them. And it goes back to even when Halle stated that she was crying out for help. She really just cried out for help, for DDG to be there in her corner. But he wanted to look at it that she wanted to control him, and just wanted him there when he didn't want to be. And I'm just going to tell you, Halle, you press on, doing what you're doing. You're doing great, and I see you going to great places. You're very talented. You're a beautiful woman. There's no need for you to feel insecure about how you look, because you're beautiful inside and out. I can see it. And nobody's perfect. I understand you get angry. You're human like everybody else. But if DDG calls you, please don't return back to that relationship. Please don't. Try to, stick in there. If you guys want to become amicable, for Halo, so that you guys can pass him off when it's your turn or his turn, providing there is a turn for one of you. I don't know what the future situation is going to hold, but I just really want the best for you, because with all the people around DDG just coming at you like that, when they were smiling and grinning in your face, I saw it on the videos when you guys were together. It wasn't like a situation where you probably felt some type of way, because they were all saying that you were nice and, going places with you. They didn't feel like you were a threat. And I don't believe that either. I believe it's DDG doesn't want Halo 100% of the time. I think he's just stating that just out of spite. And that's a way to get back at Halle because she filed a temporary restraining order on him. And that's just his way of getting back at her. But DDG needs to consider the mother of his child's mental health. When he's out here, trying to give images of him being with other women, he knows what to do to press her buttons. He knows what upsets Halle. And I do believe that's why he's just going between one woman and another. Just constantly women, 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 women. It's just a nonstop thing. And, that's okay. Halle, focus on your career and your beautiful child. And that's what I wanted to say. I love the song, I love the video, and I just see you winning, okay? And that's just it. So you guys tell me what you think about the situation, and have a nice day.